Welcome to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Today, we're diving straight into some recent small cap headlines. The plan is to really zero in on the key financial numbers, the drilling results, things that might make you want to dig a bit deeper.
Exactly. We're cutting through the noise, looking for those, actual data points, the kind of results that signal something concrete might be happening. Shall we jump in?
Let's do it. First one that caught my eye, Metaguest.AI. That's METG on the CSE. The headline reads, Metaguest.AI reports record revenue surge as AI concierge platform gains industry traction. And, well, the key number here is pretty stark.
Oh, yeah. That revenue figure. For fiscal 2024, they hit $1.5 million. Now, compare that to $296,000 in 2023. It's a 400% jump. I mean, that really speaks to their AI platform getting traction in the hospitality space. Serious adoption happening there, it seems.
Right. And the CEO, Antonio Comparelli, he basically said 2024 was a breakthrough, and they're feeling good about building on it. Now, they did post a net loss, $2.57 million, but they chalked that up to strategic investments, gearing up for more growth.
Which is pretty standard for a company in that growth phase. You invest to scale. But yeah, that 400% revenue surge, that's the headline figure. It really signals strong market interest, even with the loss considered. Makes you ask, can they turn that into profit down the line?
Definitely one to watch. Okay, moving on. Let's look at Renforth Resources. CSE symbol is RFR. Headline, Renforth Resources launches strategic spring exploration campaign across flagship gold projects in Quebec and Ontario. But the real nugget seems to be an update they put out.
Yeah, the updated 43-101 resource for their Parbec gold deposit. That's in Quebec. And the key number, a 29% increase in contained gold ounces brings the total up to 363,000 ounces. That's a solid jump in their known resource.
It is, and they're not just updating numbers, they're pushing forward. Applying for permits at Parbec for surface work, maybe dewatering the old decline to get deeper. Plus, this Nixon-Bartleman project they have, sounds like they've got a drill program lined up for May, targeting some interesting stuff like a golden bark anomaly?
Yeah, that suggests mineralization below. And also a gold-bearing porphyry contact zone. Classic geology for gold.
Right. And the CEO, Nicole Brewster, she sounded pretty confident, mentioned, good timing with strong gold prices. So for anyone watching gold, that resource bump and the active exploration plans are, well, they're key takeaways.
Definitely. You've got Parbec, which looks more like a development play, maybe nearer term potential. And then Nixon-Bartleman is that earlier stage, kind of higher risk, higher reward discovery potential. Offers a mix.
Okay, let's switch gears. Base metals now. Magna Mining. NICU on the TSX Venture. Headline, Magna Mining hits high-grade copper-nickel intercepts at Levack and McCreedy West, bolstering 2026 restart plans. And some of these grades are pretty eye-popping. Seriously, look at Levack. They hit 2 meters. 2 meters grading 24% copper, 24%, plus 1.2% nickel and almost 7 grams per ton platinum, palladium, gold. And another hit, 1.9 meters at 14.5% copper, again with good nickel and precious metals. I mean, those are exceptionally high copper grades.
Yeah, really high. And McCreedy West wasn't too shabby either. 11.1 meters grading 6.8% copper and 7.1 grams PGM. And that included almost 3 meters, 2.9 meters at nearly 20% copper.
Wow. So these aren't just, trace amounts. These are significant intercepts.
Seems like it. They're saying this really backs up their plan to restart operations in 2026.
And Dave King, their exploration lead, he was quoted saying exactly that. These results confirm the high-grade stuff they were hoping to find, right where they need it for the restart. Plus, they've added a third drill rig at Levack now, so they're pushing hard to grow that resource.
Right. So if you're following copper, nickel, PGMs, those grades are definitely worth a closer look, especially tied to that restart plan.
Absolutely. High grades near surface, too, some of them. That helps the economics. Staying with copper, let's talk gladiator metals. GLID on the TSXV. Headline, Gladiator Metals confirms high-grade copper extensions at Cowley Park, reinforcing district potential. More drilling news, and again, pretty strong numbers.
Yeah, looks like it. They reported, 26 meters, grading 3.6% copper. And within that, a really rich zone, 11.5 meters at 7.5% copper, and another hole hit 27 meters at over 3% copper, including 11 meters at 6.5% copper. So good widths, good grades.
Definitely. The CEO, Jason Bontempo, he talked about the excellent continuity of that high-grade core, and they're focused on figuring out how big this thing really is, depth and strike length. They said they've traced it over 200 meters strike now and 200 meters down dip. So it's starting to show some scale.
And shallow too, right? That's often a big plus. Makes it potentially easier, cheaper to mine down the road.
Good point. They also mentioned consistent byproducts, silver, gold, moly. Adds a little extra potential value there.
So yeah, for copper explorers, those continuous high-grade hits are pretty compelling. Suggests they're onto something potentially significant at Cali Park.
Okay, now for some truly exceptional grades. Power Metallic. Ticker is PNTN on the venture. Headline really grabs you. Power Metallic hits exceptionally high copper and gold grades in deep lion zone drilling.
And they weren't kidding. Check this out. One intercept, just under 2 meters, 1.95 meters, graded 13.5 grams per ton gold, over 236 grams silver, and 1% copper. The copper equivalent on that works out to over 12.5%. That's huge.
Wow. And there was another one, same width, 1.95 meters. This one was mostly copper, 7.78% copper, but it included a half-meter section. Wait for it, 29.3% copper.
29% copper, over half a meter.
Yeah.
That's incredible stuff. Bonanza grade.
Right. Their CEO, Terry Lynch, said they're growing the lion zone with results like these. He called them meaningful clues toward richer zones. And interestingly, they noted that copper seems to be getting more dominant in these deeper holes. Might mean they're getting closer to, like, a feeder system?
That's often the theory, yeah. More copper-rich could suggest proximity to the source. And finding these grades at depth is significant, too. It extends the known mineralization vertically.
So yeah, if you're looking for those potentially game-changing exploration results, those power metallic grades are pretty hard to ignore.
Definitely high impact potential there. Requires careful interpretation, but the numbers are standout.
Okay, one more. Let's wrap up with Probe Gold. Symbol PRB on the main TSX board. Headline: Probe Gold continues to deliver high-grade results at Novador, strengthening path to production. Sounds like steady progress here.
It does. They're talking about their winter infill drilling at the Monique deposit, part of their bigger Novador project near Val-d'Or. And the results are consistently strong. 12.3 grams per ton gold over almost 21 meters. That included a really high-grade kicker. 1.8 meters at 135 grams gold.
Whoa.
Yeah. And another one, 10.7 grams over 16 meters. Another almost 14 grams over nearly 20 meters. Both of those had richer subintervals too.
So really solid gold grades over pretty decent widths. Looks like they're confirming the continuity there.
That's what their CEO, David Palmer, emphasized. Confirming and expanding the gold zones, especially deeper down, gives them more confidence for their upcoming pre-feasibility study.
And they mentioned focusing on fewer, larger open pits. That sounds like an optimization strategy. Could help the project economics.
Exactly, streamlining the mine plan. So for investors watching companies move towards production, these consistent high-grade hits from Probe Gold, well, they definitely strengthen the case for Novador.
Okay, so that's a quick run through some of the recent small cap action. We tried to pull out the key numbers, the results that really jumped out from the press releases.
Yeah, focusing on that tangible data, the revenue growth, the resource updates, the actual drill intercepts, things that give you a concrete reason to maybe start your own deeper research.
Because that's the idea, right? This is just a starting point. We highlight the figures, the quotes, the potential implications.
But the real work, the due diligence, that's on you. You've got to take this info and see how it fits into the bigger picture for each company.
So thinking about all that, the AI traction, the gold resource bumps, those crazy high copper and gold grades, what caught your ear?
Which sector or which specific result makes you think, I need to know more about that?
Yeah.
What other questions pop into your head? That's really the